Okay guys, this is going to be one nugget of knowledge for each map. Hopefully you'll find something new or useful here. So start with Inferno here. This pit position can be a huge pain. They can peek out, they can timing you or whatever. A lot of players I'll see that I play with, they'll peek this, pre-fire it a little bit, see no one's there, pull out their molly and they'll often get picked off. So a way to counter this, as well as getting yourself at apps pretty well, is to come onto this little bulb here. You're going to aim on the right hand side of it, like so. You're going to crouch down, turn around and aim on the little bit sticking up from the gutter, stand up and throw. That's going to come over and smoke there. I mean, standard hay cart smoke, right? Protects you from sight, as you can see here. No one there. But one thing you can do is peek out here quite safely, aiming at the top of the building there, top of the gutter, and you can quite easily Molotov off this pit position, forcing the player out wide here, looking over this barrel quite exposed, or pushing them around to the other pit position. And so if I throw it again here, you'll see, just quickly jump back in, this is what it looks like. So I come out in the smoke, very easy, and you'll see, if you look at where I threw the molly from, even if you have an AWP, it's going to be really hard to see me. You can't see through the smoke, and it's pretty much 100% safe unless you get an unlucky wallbang on you. Okay, so this isn't the actual tip, but just a reminder, if you're playing B on overpass, throw this molly almost every round. It'll give you short control. If you want to see how to do it, I'll put a thing in the top right hand corner, but very useful. So the actual tip now is this boost here. Some of you probably have seen it, but still really strong, and something I haven't seen covered that much in other videos. So you're going to jump on top of the guy's head. There we go, on top of his head. And you can see in through to bathrooms. You can also see the top of connector if anyone comes out of there, and you're in quite a strong position. Obviously you're exposed to both the angles, but a bit of an off angle, so hopefully you'll have the jump on them. The one weakness of this spot is if someone walks up close to toilets on the outside, like I'm showing now. Someone walks up here, they can possibly see your head over the top now, or they can also kill the guy underneath. They've got a bit of an advantageous angle as you're pretty close to it. Also, you can play this spot here, a bit of an off angle for people coming out connector, maybe with an AWP at the start of a round, if you've got a teammate locking down the inside so you can't get flanked out the inside toilets. So if you need a peek on train, or you're after plant, you feel like you're in a disadvantage, you need to get a couple of kills to get your team back into the round, you can plant up with the blue train here and adjust where you're playing quite quickly. So you can see you can look towards connector, you can peek back towards a whole pile of angles, or towards old bomb, back towards pop dog. You can play a whole lot of angles. But this of course means you're also exposed to angles when you're not looking at them. But you can move and quickly move away from certain angles. See, if you peek there, you can peek here, but you're still exposed to old bomb. But you see, if you back off a little bit, you're not really exposed to many spots. Obviously, if you have a team has a man advantage, I wouldn't do this. As I said, you can back off here, and look, you're not really exposed to much unless someone pops out towards the bumper there. And yeah, I reckon you guys should try that position in a man advantage. Maybe if you're in a 2v4 or something, you feel like you really need to get the kills after plant. So say you're coming at A now, this is just an extra little tip, and you feel like you're going to get sniped off from back ivy. So someone's playing this angle, you want to block them off, but you don't need to run back outside to do the set smoke. You can just chuck a smoke off these boxes here. You see, because of the way they're angled, it'll bounce up. It doesn't always hit the track there, but it will bounce back and forth and block off anyone playing deep back there, trying to pick you off as you cross between like blue and brown. Now Mirage, maybe it's a bit boring for you just to hold apps with the normal smoke. You want to go for deep apps control, push the T's back even further. Something SK does, if you've seen my Taco video, you might have seen something similar to this. It involves a smoke at the back and then a Molotov here, and then a player pushing with a flash. So to start off with this smoke, I'll try and run through it as quickly as possible. You're going to come to this corner, aim at the end of that little stick, do a jump throw, that's going to land at the back of apps. You're going to get the second player, the other one's going to come and molly himself, not like that because I'm an unco, but he's going to throw this molly here. You see, that's going to push anyone back into this corner or back to the smoke, or push them forward if they were maybe trying to rush or something. So that angle there is where they could be. So if they push through forward, the other player can throw a flash like this, jump out the window, aim at the bottom of the aircon unit. That's going to be a nice little pop flash for while this player who threw the Molotov's jumping up. So you'll see that'll blind him. So this player here jumps up with that flash if you think it's necessary, and he's going to push up here. And while this is happening, he's getting ready to peek, while the player who threw the smoke in the first flash is going to look at this light. Just a little push throw, you're going to jump forward. He can peek with it because it lands in the floor. And you see that's going to be a nice little pop flash for the other guy around the corner. Now, I understand that was probably very confusing, so I'm going to play them all together now with the screen. So the bottom left screen here is just timing to show you where a terrorist would be. So you'll see here, If we look at the top left, there's the smoke going in. Now you look at the top right, he's going to throw the Molotov. The flash is too early on the left just because it's hard when you're recording it like this. But you'll see he does do that flash, it would have blinded him, and then he throws this other flash, which would have landed deep apps, as you can see, and then he's able to peek at the guy on the right. If you go back, you would notice the terrorist would have been, when the Molotov lands, he's standing right in the middle of the Molotov pretty much, so it works out pretty well. Now say you don't have a teammate, and you want to do this kind of thing by yourself. Maybe you still get your smoke and your molly in a flash. You've decided to start off spotting this with info, jump spotting it. Throw a similar smoke, line up to the quarter of this, crouch down, aim just off to the right of the top of the building. That's going to smoke deep apps. Molotov from here, a push throw like the flash that I showed before, and you see that's going to Molotov the same position, pushing anyone back. If you feel confident, you can jump up here. Of course, you got to be careful of people close, and then you can peek with the flash here to try and kill anyone playing that position. That's just a way you can do it by yourself. Obviously, much better and much safer to do it with a teammate. Now, if you're trying to get into the A side of Nuke, one of the hardest places to flash at is on top of this hut here. So if you're wanting to throw a Molotov up there, I found a really consistent one. I actually googled it and I couldn't find any great ones that covered the whole site. So you're going to line up with this back corner here, as I'm showing. You're going to stand up, shoot out the whole right hand side, those 4 windows there. You're going to aim at the bottom of that middle supporting beam, like I'm showing now. And you're going to walk forward, shift walk forward to hit the top of the roof. So it's going to be a walk like that. That's going to bounce around and molly off the whole top of hut. And your teammates can run out, kill this guy. Obviously you can't run out because it takes a little bit of time to drop down the ladder. So onto cache now. Obviously very well known map, so it's going to be more of a reminder than anything. So to start off with here, you see often I see teams of Kite A, they'll throw that one smoke and run out. This is more of a MM or something, or ESCA. Just to remind you guys, there are these 2 smokes. You can throw this smoke from back here, which smokes off the rafters, and this one that just smokes the back of red. I would suggest maybe be that one guy who runs out squeaky and throws one of these 2 smokes. That really helps out your team. It can make a huge difference between you winning and losing the round. And then run out squeaky, obviously. Now, one more thing. Say you are coming out and you feel relatively safe with this one smoke down and you're actually coming out A main. A lot of time players will run back behind red. So without the smoke here, they'll come across and they'll often get a few kills playing this angle, 1 or 2, depending how well you trade. Good thing just to delay them is when you're coming out, if you feel like your teammate's got the angle, just throw a flash over here. That's probably going to delay them 2 or 3 seconds, probably giving you the advantage in the positioning. So finally guys, last map, Cobblestone. So I'm just going to show you 2 little boosts here. If you watch Virtus Pro Player, you'll probably know this boost here, but it can be very useful. Start of a round, you can get the timing, jump up here before they can. And you see you pick off anyone who tries to peek those 2 angles with an AWP maybe, they're not going to be looking up there for you. Get a few kills, obviously don't use it too often. With all boosts, you don't want to overuse them. Another boost, if you're on the CT side, a little bit more gimmicky, not super viable, as it does end up, if they come out, you end up with 2 players trapped behind the statue, which isn't really what you want. Not good for setting up crossfires. But as you can see, you can play an angle like this, obviously a huge off angle. You are a little bit exposed up here, but maybe on a pistol round or something, you can get 1 or 2 kills, and that can be your damage done if you're not really going for the win, just more of a damage. And yeah guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you knew them, if you didn't, if they were rubbish, if they were good. And yeah, one more thing, let's bring this spot back here. Like, no one really plays it anymore because it was so overused to start with, but I reckon we can start giving it a go again.